16 amazing hidden spy gadgets. Number 16. Lipstick Pistol. Despite its small 4.5 caliber, this lipstick pistol is very easy to conceal and would poison potential targets with cyanide. This was allegedly taken from a KGB agent, but no one knows if it was actually put to use. Before airport security advancements in the 21st century, this could have been easily snuck on a plane. Covert weapons like these are perfect examples of how spies would take any means necessary to disguise their true motives. This lipstick gun here is currently on display at the International Spy Museum in Washington, D.C. Here people can learn more about cool spy gadgets like we're going to mention on this list. Number 15. Penknife. What appears to be your ordinary ballpoint pen, this actually conceals something quite deadly. This was actually part of the CIA's espionage kit that had 12 essential items. This contained 2 floppy wigs, 3 pairs of glasses, a compass, a map of Moscow, an RFID shield, and other secret items. The penknife, however, was a nifty gadget, capable of delivering a fatal strike and easily hideable. The 2 to 5 inch blade makes it difficult for it to be taken seriously in combat situations, but quick assassinations are its specialty. Other penknives like this have been designed with serrated edges in order for it to be used for survival purposes. Number 14. The Cult Drop. Ever need to easily pop the tires of an enemy government who's pursuing you because they just uncovered your secret espionage plots? Well, you're in luck. Also known as the dead drop, this spike could be easily thrown out the driver's window and pop tires from pursuers. Might be a handy thing to have in your car if you're planning a high-speed pursuit from the police. These spikes could also be used to puncture holes in the ground in order to cover up planted communication or recording devices, as well as you see in this photo. Number 13. The Bulgarian Umbrella. Bulgarians use umbrellas more than just for protecting themselves from the rain. They use them to assassinate. A Bulgarian secret agent used this umbrella to assassinate another Bulgarian named Georgy Markov in 1978. Georgy Markov was considered to be a dissident who refused the official policy and therefore needed to be eliminated. Instead of a bullet, this umbrella carried a ricin pellet, which is poisonous and almost impossible to trace. The mission was successful. The museum now displays this custom-designed replica. Apparently, a room full of these incognito umbrella devices were uncovered in Bulgaria. Number 12. The Shu Transmitter. When Western diplomats visited Eastern Europe, they would prefer not to buy their suits there and often had them mail-ordered instead. Roman spies eventually caught on to this and delivered the Westerners a little surprise in their shoes. Working with the postal office, they would intercept packages and insert these tiny transmitters in their shoes that were ordered. The shoes were eventually uncovered during a routine inspection for radio signals. Luckily, it was detected, and the diplomats will learn to begin bringing their suits with them instead. Number 11. Hollow coins. These hollowed-out coins are a perfect disguise, especially for Russians, who are trying to hide microfilm and microdots, as you can see from this photo. What appears to be some type of ruble or Russian currency was actually a device often used and a standard-issued object to the KGB. What else could they have possibly hidden inside these coins? What was so secret they needed these for? They were commonly used for 40 years and were in regular use from 1950 to 1990. Hopefully, they didn't accidentally spend these coins with secret documents inside, thinking they were truly money. Number 10. Pigeon Camera. This is almost like your first primitive use of drones in a way. Without advanced technologies that we have today, pigeons were all they had to work with. This replica of one of the first spy pigeons displays how a camera was attached to it. PETA would probably protest this. Anyways, with their speed and reliability, pigeons would return back priceless cargo of footage of enemy positions. With radio communication being quite unreliable during the World Wars, hundreds of these pigeons were used instead and completed about 95% of their missions. Number 9. Cigarette Spy Camera. Spy cameras are all about being incognito and blending in with everyday objects. This pack of Lucky Strike cigarettes was developed by the US military. It was developed in the late 1940s after we won World War II. If detected, it would just seem like an ordinary pack of cigarettes. This technology was considered to be quite advanced at the time, and even to this day, it's worth at least $35,000. What would you do with a nifty spy camera like this? Number 8. Wristwatch Recorder. Although it appears as a normal wristwatch, many wouldn't uncover its devious purpose. Tiny microphones were installed into the wristwatch in order to record audio and pick up secret plans. Spies were equipped with this, and it could easily be hidden under agent sleeves. Recording key details of certain conversations has been key evidence in many cases. If you don't trust someone, be sure to check their wristwatch for recorders. They could be hiding something. Number 7. Camera ties. This camera tie here looks like something James Bond wouldn't mind having in his wardrobe. Male secret agents would insert small cameras like you see here. They'd wear them around hoping no one would notice. Recording equipment could be also installed, making this tie a seriously sneaky spy gadget. It was mostly used by German spies during the Cold War. Number 6. Secret handbag hardware. So what about the ladies? What else did they use? This handbag has a little extra hardware that's used for the sole purpose of espionage. What else would it be used for? Females obviously wouldn't be wearing ties, so they were equipped with these handbags, perfect for uncovering enemy plots. These could do a little more reconnaissance than your average bag from JCPenney. They were able to conceal portable radios and even infrared cameras to take photos at night. Number 5. Robotic Catfish. Instead of putting their cameras on animals, more recent gadgets actually disguise their gadgets as animals in order to avoid detection. Meet Charlie. This unbelievable catfish seems stranger than fiction, but was actually dreamt up by the CIA in the 1970s. This is what's known as UUV, or Unmanned Underwater Vehicle. It has more spy equipment than any catfish you've ever met in your life. It contains not only cameras, but pressure holes, ballistic systems, communication systems, and even a propulsion system in the tail. You better hope this member of the CIA doesn't swim up to your boat party anytime soon. Number 4. The Special Delivery. Could the CIA be reading our letters we send in the mail too? They certainly have the technology. This device was nicknamed the letter removal device and was used in World War II in order to read people's mail without them even knowing or disturbing the envelope. This could be inserted in the envelope without breaking the seal, then rolled around the letter to see. Some of these, even the wackiest conspiracy theorists couldn't even think of. It's hard to imagine any privacy nowadays with all these spy devices available to the CIA. Number 3. Insectocopter. Someone would sound crazy if they said that dragonflies outside that were floating around could actually be transmitting intelligence to the government. It turns out that's exactly what the government wants you to think. This hovering insect drone is another device known as an unmanned aerial vehicle, or simply known as a UAV. It can pick up footage from wherever it decides to flap its wings. This one here is still like a fossil compared to our next one. Number 2. Pentagon Cyborg Beetle. It really sounds like something straight out of a horror film. Is there anything worse than being spied on by our government and creepy insects? The government most likely suspects that you won't go around investigating this one closely. This is modeled after a rhinoceros beetle and controlled by radio command. With a series of 6 electrodes, this Rhino bug comes to life, and successful experiments have already been conducted. Until the day comes when there's more cyborg bugs than real ones, small radio-controlled UAVs could be used to find victims in natural disasters or in collapsed buildings. And number 1, Suitcase Nuke. Also known as a snook, Suitcase Nukes can bring on massive amounts of destruction, and it's small enough to be placed in a backpack, but still too bulky for suitcases despite its name. The most frightening thing about these nukes is that a lot of them have mysteriously disappeared after they were developed by the United States and the Soviet Union during the Cold War. The Russian design was about 50 to 60 pounds, but in the case of an all-out war, spies could have left these devices on American soil and flee the area before detonation. These have the ability to yield about 4 kilotons, which is about half the power of the bomb dropped on Hiroshima. The spreading of the radiation will most likely be what does the most damage.